This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. I love being here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, we're going to work on a new strumming pattern for 4/4 time, the down, down, up, down, up strumming pattern, which is super fun. And we're going to work that strumming pattern with the D, G, and A7 chords, with A7 being the newer focus chord of the lesson series right now. Now, this video does accompany lesson 6 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. So if you have that book, you're going to want to turn to pages 36 and 37. We're going to be playing some songs from those pages as we jam together. Okay, so let's take a look at this strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, up. This is a strumming pattern for 4/4 time. Previously, we've done a lot with the strumming pattern that goes down, down, up, down. The only difference with this one is that we're adding an up strum there at the end, which is quite nice, I think. So we got down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. I'm going to slow that example down just a little bit, so you'd have down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, and then I'll speed it back up a little bit. Down, down, up, down, up. Of course, you can work that as much as you need to with the muted strings. I'm going to go ahead here, though, and demonstrate, and you can jam right along with me if you'd like to. A little exercise that can help us work these chords that we're working in the lesson series right now with this strumming pattern. So we're going to do one measure of D, one measure of G, one measure of A7, and then we'll go back and do another measure of D. So plugging this in, we'd have 1, 2, ready, and D. Practice that as much as you need to. I'm going to take it a little bit faster here. We'd have 1, 2, ready, and D, G, A7, and D, D, G, A7, and D. Of course, we can do the swung 8th note version of that where we delay bringing in those up strums just a little bit. So we'd have 1, 2, ready, and down, down, up, down, up. Of course, as I've mentioned in previous videos, it's important to practice these strumming patterns with both the even 8th notes, where those 8th notes are each treated with an equal rhythmic value, and the swung 8th notes, where that up strum comes in further back into the beat. So we delay the and of the beat or the up strum of the beat by pushing it further back in, creating that swung 8th note fill. Depending on the song we're playing and the groove that's being used, we might be playing something with exact even 8th notes or something that is slightly swung or heavily swung on the 8th note side. So it's great to practice those, and that prepares you to just intuitively jump right in with whatever the groove of a song is. Okay, the other tip that I have often thrown out is to remember to start making the change, making the chord change, not when the new chord comes in on beat 1, but rather on the and or right after you've done that up strum on whatever the strumming pattern is, right before you're making the chord change. So if I was going down, down, up, down, up, I want to start my chord change to G right after I've done that final up strum. That makes the chord changes seamless, and I'd want to switch right there. Rather, if I wait for the down strum, a lot of times what happens is we're learning to play the guitars, we put this huge gap. And it is okay if you need to, I have mentioned this before as well, to actually start your switch on that final up strum, even if that means having some open strings happening as you're making that change that aren't part of either the chord. That'll sort of just kind of blend in with the strummed chords better than if we have a pause between the chord changes. So if I were to do that as an example here, I'd have ready and I have the D, and if I switch and I'm playing just open strings on that final up strum, it really keeps things more seamless than if I were to go. So it works better to have some open string strummed on that up chord. And as you get better and faster, you can also just make it seamless just by switching right after that up strum. And even after all these years of playing, sometimes I'm doing it where I'm right after that strum, and I think sometimes lazily I just still do it sometimes on that final up strum. Okay, so that's the tips there. It's time for us to jam together using these chords and this strumming pattern on some songs. We may also run into, or I should say we're going to run into, for example, with number 4 on page 36, we're going to run into some chords that we've played previously but we haven't reviewed here in this instruction part of the lesson. So if any of those chords you don't remember how to play, there is a diagram towards the back of the book where you can see all the chords that we learn in this first part of, well, in all the book you can see the different chord diagrams, but there's a page that has these basic chords that we're working on right now. You can also flip back earlier into the book and find those, or check out previous videos. But we have covered everything that comes at us in these songs that we're going to jam together on. So the first song that we're going to jam together, though, is with number 7 on page 37. This is a 12-bar blues in the key of D. With this one, a little note, that A7 chord in the final measure is in parentheses. With the jam along track, we're going to go ahead and play that A7 and then end on a final D chord that is not written there. So a lot of times with a 12-bar blues, if we're going to repeat the progression over and over, and in a given song that uses the 12-bar blues, that often happens. Sometimes we'll throw what we call a turnaround chord in. Might be the 5 chord of the key, which in the key of D is A7. We throw that in and it pulls us back to the top. So that's why that's in parentheses there. If you're just going to play it one time through, you could just keep the D chord sounding because we need the song to end on the D chord. But in the case of what we're doing is a third option, and that's to play the D chord and then have that A7 happen, but then it just end on a final D, and that's what we're going to do here in the jam along. So we'll be jamming together on that one first, using that down, down, up, down, up strumming pattern. You'll get 4 pounds of the kick drum that let us know that we're coming in. And then we're going to do number 4. With number 4, you've got some chords there that might be less familiar, so you might need to check out, or that we haven't reviewed in a little while. If you need help with those, you can check out the chord diagram sheet or previous lessons in the book. But with that one, in the second to last measure, we have 2 chords. So we're going to do this strumming pattern twice, and it's written in there for you. With the A7, we'll go down, down, up, switch chords to D7, down, down, up, and then we just play that final G chord, letting it ring. So that's that trick there. With number 6, anytime we have 2 chords per bar, we're going to do that same thing. Down, down, up, switch chords, down, down, up. So we just use the first half of the strumming pattern twice. You'll see that D, G, and then anytime we have 1 chord per bar, of course, we're using the down, down, up, down, up. With this song specifically, on the second line, there is a couple places, well, every other measure, measures 2 and measure 4, where we have 3 chords happening, and you're going to do that first half of the strumming pattern for the first chord, and then you're going to have 1 strum downwards for the next 2 chords, and that's written in there. So A, G, A. Now, with this song, in parentheses underneath each line, it tells you how many times that line should be repeated. With the jam along track, we're just doing each one of the lines that has repeat signs. We're just doing it twice. So we'll do the first line twice, the second line twice, and then on that 4th line, we'll do those 4 bars that are in parentheses, or with the repeat marks, not parentheses, but we'll do those twice, and then we'll end on that final D chord. So lots of fun jam along opportunities with this one. Each one's going to happen at a slower tempo and then at a faster tempo. So you'll see that, and we're going to go number 7, number 4, and then number 6 as we progress through them in the jam along. So you can use this where you just work on the strumming pattern by the muted strings if you need to, just work on the left hand changes and then put the 2 together. Use these however works best for you. Jam along with them as much as you'd like to. It's going to be great. Let's go ahead and jam together. Okay, we're really starting to get some places. I hope you're having fun with this. In the next lesson video that comes out, we're going to be working with these chords again, but with lots of occurrences of 2 chords per bar. We're going to continue to work the down, down, up, down, up strumming pattern, but we're going to also do some other things, change it up a little bit when we've got those 2 chords per bar. So it's going to be great. Take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.